welcome to a very special Patreon exclusive video. That's because today is the very first video in the Q&A series, where I answer some of the burning questions that you watching, the Patreon followers here, want to ask me. So if you've ever had a question you want answered, link it in the comments down below. But today's question comes from Patreon supporter Kurt Kinsey, and he has one of the biggest questions which I'm asked all the time. And this question is a doozy. We are starting with the big questions here on Patreon. Kurt has asked, what are my top 3 favourite games of all time? And it's so difficult to say because his top 3 favourite games of all time, not necessarily what I think are the best 3 games of all time. Now, I've racked my brain and this answer does change day to day, but fear not, Kurt, I have confirmed in my brain what, for now at least, are my top 3 favourite games of all time. This is a small clue to what the first of these 3 games is. Give up, it is of course Fallout 3. Without a shadow of a doubt, Fallout 3 is one of my favourite games of all time. If for no other reason, when I played this game, I was in a very dark place. It was at a bad time of my life. I don't want to go into much details, but I wanted to escape. I wanted to shut the world out and just leave everything behind. And that's exactly what this game right here allowed me to do. I could just live out my fantasies, exploring the wasteland, solving the mysteries there, the adventures, and just trying to finish this game just got me through a really hard time. This game has stood the test of time. It is absolutely fantastic, and honestly, I owe a lot to this game right here. Next up, we have a bona fide classic for the PlayStation 1, Resident Evil 2. I spent so many nights playing this game with my friend, just sat on his bed in his bedroom playing this until the early hours. We only played this game at night, and being a teenager, maybe, at the time, this was so scary. Now, I could have picked the original Resident Evil, which is, without a doubt, an absolute bona fide classic. But for me, this game cemented the Resident Evil series. It just took everything Resident Evil 1 did and just did it better. This is an absolutely fantastic all-time classic, and without a doubt one of my top 3 games of all time. And if for no other reason, this game right here was the very first retro game which I bought for the collection you see around me. This was the game that started my games collection. And finally, we have a game from the N64 that I have completed without a doubt more times than any other game. Don't get me wrong, it's not the longest game of all time, but I can replay this game multiple times a day. I would say I'd complete this game once a month. This game just keeps me coming back for more, and it is Lylat Wars for the N64. I played this game on release day around my friends once again, the same friend who which I played Resident Evil, and this game blew my mind. Pretty much literally because this was the first game which came packaged with the Rumble Pack for the N64. It was a new level of immersion in gaming. Today it sounds crazy that a Rumble Pack would make such difference, but this game was just so good. You can complete this game in just under an hour, and there's multiple paths. It's fantastic pick up and play. It's super simple, but honestly, this without a doubt is one of my top 3 games of all time. There we have it then, Kurt. I hope that answered your question, and I hope all you other fellow Patreon supporters enjoyed this video also. This for me is what Patreon is all about. Interaction with you, the supporters, really giving back and thanking you for choosing to pledge your £1 a month, as it really means a lot to me. But if you have a burning question that you need answered, please comment below. For me, Patreon is all about interaction. Who knows, maybe next time I'll be answering your question here on Patreon Q&A. See y'all soon.